You are listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast exploring Scripture and all things related to it. New episodes are released daily. For more information, check out glossahouse.com and subscribe to our channels on Spotify and YouTube. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Proof Text. I am Michael Halcomb. I'm here with J.M. Smith, who runs Disciple Dojo. J.M., how's it?
How's it, brother?
It's all right. It's all right. Looking forward to this episode. In this string of episodes, we're looking at some of the seedy, racy, spicy.
Parental guidance required.
Exactly. Those passages you'll never hear in children's church. Those kinds of. Unless maybe you're going to a United Methodist church, and then maybe
they only do those in children's church.
That's so sad that we're joking about that. Yeah. So, all right. Well, this is 10 questions where we each get 5 questions. We sort of alternate. No answers. That's the rule. No answers, just questions. So, JM doesn't know what passage is coming, and neither do you, but here it is. I'm going to put it up on the screen. It is Exodus 4:25. That's what we're looking at today. Exodus 4:25. And I'll read what the NIV has. It says, "But Zipporah took a flint knife, cut off her son's foreskin, and touched Moses' feet with it. 'Surely you are a bridegroom of blood to me,' she said." Yeah, this is kind of it's kind of wild. You want to go first? You want me to?
Well, I actually
Have you done an episode on this one too?
Carmen Imes and I have discussed this verse before.
All right.
But what I want to do is make sure that we read not make sure, but the verse before this.
Okay.
Which my program is being finicky right now.
This says, "At a lodging place on the way, the Lord met Moses and was about to kill him."
Yeah, 24 and 20. Yeah, so cheating. My first question would have been, what happened right before this? And that is an even more weird and bizarre passage, because why is God about to kill someone when he's just told Moses to go back and bring his people out of Egypt? And then all of a sudden God is trying to kill him. So yeah, what is even happening in this setting is my first question.
Oh man, wow. So yeah, we have, let's see. In the Greek, in the Hebrew we have fore. So Zipporah took a fore. In Greek, we have psephon, and they seem to be two similar but different words. Psephos refers to a small stone, like a pebble, and then fore is referring to a flint stone, perhaps. And the NIV translates it a flint knife, which using a stone as a knife. I mean, what is it, like an arrowhead? What is what is this? So what's going on? What is the fore / psephon that we're dealing with? Is it a small rock like an arrowhead, a sharp rock? Is it some other kind of rock? What is it? So again, word study.
Yeah. Well, my next question is, who is she doing this to? And took Zipporah Sur, a flint knife, and cut off the foreskin of her son, right? And cast it to his feet. So whose feet? Like, she cut off her son, she circumcised the son, and then she put the foreskin to his feet. Whose? Her son's? Moses's? God, who was seeking to kill him? And given that feet is a euphemism for genitalia, like a well-known euphemism, is she touching it to Moses's, like touching the foreskin to Moses's feet in parentheses as a kind of symbolic or vicarious action? Yeah, that's my second question. Whose feet are being touched, and are those literal feet or not?
All right, I've heard this claim, and I've made it myself. Looking at this, I'm reconsidering. So there is this claim that feet in the Old Testament is sort of a euphemism a lot of times for, like you said, genitalia. I'm just for the sake of this episode, I guess I want to push back and ask: is that one true and two overstated? So is that an overstatement? This idea that feet, talking about intercourse or genitalia, was taboo, and so they used feet as a euphemism. I'm just wondering, is that overplayed? Is it even accurate?
You mean anytime or every time?
Yeah.
Or to what degree?
Is it accurate anytime? And if it is accurate, then has too much been made of it? Have we overstated the case?
Right. So that we always see euphemism or.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My third question is, what does Zipporah say at the end after she does whatever she does to whoever she does it, when she says in Hebrew, ki chatan damim, you are relative bridegroom of bloods. What does a bridegroom of bloods mean? Is that like you're a bloody bridegroom, almost like a British profanity, you bloody bride, or is it invoking, is it doing something ritual with blood? And like, this is a ritual, so it's like when you take the blood of the covenant and sprinkle it on you or on the altar or something, like blood manipulation. Is this a blood manipulation ritual? Yeah, that's what is that? Bridegroom of bloods. How should we treat that in English?
Wow. Oh man. This is very different than what the Septuagint says. Very different. And she said, the blood of the blood stands. It is the blood establishes the covenant of my child, or I'm sorry, the circumcision, not covenant. The the blood toema este is or establishes the circumcision of my child. It says nothing about a bridegroom whatsoever. So what is going on there? I mean, the Septuagint version seems way more sensible, maybe, than the bridegroom of blood, but I don't know. So why such a stark translation, and where is I mean, are they translating Khatan as bridegroom? Or
Yeah, Khatan is like in-law, basically.
yeah, son-in-law is how it's glossed. I guess it could be
Like
husband or bride.
generically related by marriage is a couple of definite: bridegroom, daughter's husband, in-law. Yeah.
Huh. It is fascinating. Why does the Septuagint leave that word out? The chatan. It's just not unless pediu is the the equivalent, but then you have yeah, I guess it would have to be. Chatan and pediu are very different. They seem very different glosses to me.
Yeah.
So I'm just really curious about how do we make sense of chatan and pediu. Yeah, what's the best translation?
Yeah, well, following on that, my last question, 4
I don't
or
know.
5? I don't know.
I'm
I
lost
can't
in the
keep track.
verse here.
Yeah. Well, my next question is who is Ata? Who is she saying this to? Is she saying this to Moses? If so, then that would lend itself to like bridegroom or something because they just got married. Or is she talking to the child and saying it ritualistically, and that would be where Paidiu comes from. So who's she talking to in this?
Dude, this is the NIV translation is so jacked up. I mean, golly. Um, you have the key there. But to render that surely, that's kind of a travesty in this instance to me.
Where nothing's
Um,
sure. Like nothing about this translation is sure.
yes. Vaitomer ki chatan damim, and she said this, chatan damim, right? You are something of blood, ata li to me, to to me. You are a bridegroom, a child, a son-in-law of blood to me. Which is weird because isn't Zipporah Moses' sister? She is, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
No. It's his wife.
it's his wife. Sorry, his
Yeah.
wife. My fault.
But King James has surely a bloody husband art thou to me.
I
So
love
they're
that.
getting surely from the King James.
Oh gosh, dude. There's no alethos, there's no anything like that in uh in the Greek. Este. And by the way, it shifts from in Hebrew it's in second person. So ke'ipen, and she said that's the same in Vaitomer, and she said this. Um, you are a blood whatever. Ata li to me. And you have the to me. Well, I was looking at the este. Um,
Hmm.
I guess we don't have the a verb here, do we? Well, we have the ata, you. And so in Greek, here's my point. It's the verb is in the third singular. It is referring to the blood of the circumcision of my child. This it the blood establishes the circumcision of my child. That's how I would translate it.
Hmm.
But that's very different in that's a third person thing, whereas you have the ata here, which is the you.
Yeah.
We just don't have that in Greek. There's no second person going on.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
No, nothing about this makes sense.
well, my question is
Your
why?
question does make sense. Yes, I'm teasing.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. How do we get from the second person in Hebrew to the third person in Greek? Because
Right.
that's very determinative of who's in view. Yeah. Wow, man. So yeah, you're right. This is a wild passage, man. The next verse explains a little bit. Gives a little bit of commentary, and then later the verse after that, Aaron meets Moses at the mountain of God and kisses him. Wow, what just some
Yeah.
craziness. So I'd need to spend some time on Exodus to figure out what is going on here. Um, yeah, and like you said, even the verse before, they were at some lodging. Is that this verse?
Yeah.
Yeah,
At a
yeah,
lodging place, God shows up and tries to kill somebody.
yeah. I'll kill your firstborn son, and then the Lord met Moses and was about to kill him.
Yeah.
Oh man, you made me want to do a study of this section. Um, all
Well, if
right,
you want to
so
hear Carmen talk about it, because she's writing her Exodus commentary,
right,
and that's what we had discussed last year on the
yeah.
channel. It's a short little video, so pop over to Disciple
Mm,
Dojo, and you can hear us not ask the questions, but you can hear me ask Carmen questions about this
mm,
weird passage.
yeah. So she has some answers, huh?
She had some good insights, but we both agree this is a super weird passage.
Mm, mm, mm. All right. Well, man, let's stop there. And dear listeners, we will leave this at your feet. No, no euphemism intended there. Um, uh, man, thanks for journeying with us. And yeah, this is good. This is really good Bible study. Like just sitting here and like just wrestling with these verses.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's fun for listeners to see other students of scripture struggling and wrestling and that kind of thing. I know you already have some answers in your mind, but I don't because I haven't wrestled with this passage much. So um, I've read it, but didn't stop long enough to really deal with it. So this is good. It's good. Um, yeah. Well, Jam, thanks for your time. Everybody else, thanks
Absolutely,
for
man.
listening. Thanks for watching. Head over to Disciple Dojo's YouTube page and website and get some stuff there, all free stuff. And then head to Glosa House as well. Some free stuff, but not some free stuff too. Got to pay our authors. But yeah, so head over and support Glosa House. Share the podcast, get the word out. Let us know if you want to hear us discuss a certain passage. We'd love to hear from you. Well, we're going to stop there until next time and say we hope that helps.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glosa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glosa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glosahouse.com today. Glosa House, language resources for the global community.